Hey everyone, my name is Patrick Smith. I'm an instructor with Greater Toronto Music School, and this is part 2 of our 3-part beginner saxophone course. Today we're going to talk about how to get a sound on the saxophone and the first 4 or 5 notes that we're going to play on the instrument. If you like the video, hit like after you finish watching this and let us know what you think in the comments. If you're new to our channel, please hit subscribe so that you can be notified for future releases. Let's get into it. In part 1, I talked about how to put the saxophone together. Today, we're going to be discussing the lips, the teeth, the tongue, the throat, the lungs, how to get a sound, how to blow air through the thing in a way that's going to create a beautiful tone. To start with, I'm going to get you all to take the goose neck, which is the neck and the mouthpiece together, off the saxophone. The concept's simple. Blow in this end, and you'll get a sound. There's a few more minute details that are pretty important to know, however, within that basic concept. To start with, your top teeth need to be on the top of the mouthpiece. You want to position your top teeth between halfway on and a third on. We don't want too much mouthpiece in our mouth, but we don't want to be right on the tip of the mouthpiece either. When your top teeth are in position, about halfway on to the table, the top of the mouthpiece, bring your top lip in towards your top teeth, kind of like you're biting a lemon. And that's going to bring your corners down, which is a pretty important part of good embouchure. That's your top teeth and top lip. Your corners want to be nice and tight as we're creating a seal around the mouthpiece. Your bottom lip needs to be over top of your bottom teeth, kind of like a cushion. So roll your bottom lip in a little bit, and that's going to push up against the reed. So bottom lip in, push up against the reed, top teeth on the top of the mouthpiece. Once you've got that going, take a big breath and blow nice warm air through the mouthpiece. Give it a try. It's okay if you didn't get it. You need a nice big breath, a little bit of pressure from your lower lip, and a good seal around the mouthpiece. Now, if you got a sound and it sounded like this, you're doing it wrong. We don't want that. Keep your cheeks in. Don't let your cheeks get puffed out. Take a big breath and shoot your air towards the reed. And hold that pitch as long as you can. Now, you'll notice if you bite up on the reed with your lower lip, the pitch will go higher. If you slack off the pressure on your lower lip, the pitch will go lower. We want to find a healthy medium somewhere in the middle between too much pressure and too little pressure. For me, it's about there on the alto. On tenor or baritone, obviously the pitch is going to be a bit lower. But you're hearing the sound that's coming out of mine. It's a nice buzz and it's consistent. If your tone sounds like this, you're not taking a big enough breath and you're not setting the pressure on your bottom lip in an effective way. So once again, try it again and just keep a nice steady tone through the gooseneck. What I like to give my students at the beginning is the exercise to do just that. For 2 or 3 minutes, take a breath when you need to, focusing on the embouchure and how these muscles feel, and with taking a good big breath as you play. Now, the other thing I would like to bring up at this point is tongue position. To start with, as a beginner, you want your tongue to be in E position. So if you say the syllable E, you'll find that the middle of your tongue is at the roof of your mouth. All right? That's tongue position. So just keep that in mind as you're working on getting a solid sound out of the gooseneck. Now, let's put the instrument back together. All right. Next, where do your thumbs go? To begin, put your neck strap on the neck strap ring so that it's connected. Left thumb is going to go on this black circle higher up on the horn. Right thumb is going to go underneath the hook, the black hook, sometimes it's gold, down here. To hold the saxophone, we want to adjust our neck strap so that the mouthpiece is around our mouth when we push the horn forward with our thumbs. Remember, you do not want to be lifting up the saxophone. Our neck should be doing all the work. So push the horn forward with your thumbs, and that will bring the mouthpiece in to your mouth. If it's too low, and you find yourself reaching down, you need to tighten your neck strap. This is my number one most said line in beginner lessons is tighten your neck strap. It's really essential that you keep it at the correct height. Now, with the alto, you can either hold it in between your legs, depending on how tall you are. If you're a bit taller, you can do that. Or you can hold it on the right side of your right leg so that the instrument is resting on the outside of your right leg. Like that. For me, I like playing with the horn in between my legs. So experiment with both and figure out which is more comfy for you. Sitting up nice and straight, push your thumbs out, do the same thing as before, except with the full horn. Just try to get a nice solid sound. Beautiful, right? Once you get that and can do it consistently, start to work on the first few notes. Now, today we're just going to talk about the notes involving the fingers in the left hand. All right? There's a lot of buttons on this instrument. You'll get to know them all, but today we're going to start with the first few. So, the first note we're going to learn today is B. Look carefully at these keys. This is your first key. This is B. If you press just this key down, you get B. The note that is on the middle line of the treble clef staff. You'll notice there's another key right above. On my Yamaha Custom Z Alto, this key is golden. On a lot of saxophones, this top key looks white like these other keys. So make sure you're not pressing down the top one, but the second one. So that's B. Give that a blow. Now, if this happens, it means that you are accidentally pushing in with your palm on these keys over here. So if you have small hands, it's really important to remember to keep an open palm. We don't want our wrist too far in because then we'll accidentally hit these 3 palm keys on our left side of the instrument. So that's B, note number 1. For the next note, we keep that one down and we add down this key. So we are skipping this slightly smaller key. Don't worry about that for now. Our middle finger always goes here, 2 down. So you're skipping a key and moving 2 down, And with both your index finger and middle finger down, this is going to give you the note A, which is on the second space of the staff. Blow that a few times. Make sure you can do it. That's note number 2. Keeping A down, these two need to be down. If we add this last white pearl key with our ring finger on our left hand, so that 1, 2, and 3 are down, we will get G, which is the second line on the treble clef. And that's G. So once again, let's review. Not the top key on the left hand, but the second one is where our index finger goes. By pressing just that down and keeping an open palm, you will get B. To get the next note down, A, skip the slightly smaller key and put your second or middle finger on this key. Having both those down is going to give you A. Finally, if we add our ring finger to the last white pearl key on the left hand, that will give us G. Remember, this is not going to work for G. You need to have all 3 down to get that note. If you can get all of these notes, you can start to play some simple songs. So today, I'm going to show you Hot Cross Buns. The first part goes B, A, G, B, A, G, hot cross buns, hot cross buns. Let's try that. In one long breath, switch through B, A, G. Remember, in the middle of your breath, you're still blowing air through. Press the other 2 keys down. Try not to go with individual breaths for these notes. We don't want that. Next, we have 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns, and that's the ending. So, G, 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 A, B, A, G. So here, we have to use separate breaths. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to articulate using the tongue on the saxophone. But for now, just start your notes with breath. We're going to have to break this habit a bit later, but to get used to the notes on the saxophone, start each note with a breath. So the full version of Hot Cross Buns is going to sound like this. B, A, G, B, A, G, 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 A, B, A, G. And this is what it's going to sound like. And that is that. So the purpose of this lesson, let's review what we talked about. When you start your practice session, focus on getting a good sound out of just the gooseneck. Breathe when you need to. Do that for 2 to 3 minutes a day. We talked about these 3 notes, B, A, and G. And we learned how to play Hot Cross Buns. This wraps up part 2 of our 3-part beginner saxophone course. Once again, if you like the video, hit like, let us know what you think in the comments, and go ahead and hit subscribe so that you can be notified when part 3 comes out. All right. Until next time.